Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the English Daily Book Summary YouTube channel. In order to not stop learning, listen to an English book summary every day for free.
Omar Abush, Paul Nunes, Larry Downes. Pivot to the future. Discovering value and creating growth in a disrupted world. The pace of change in today's business world is relentless. Industries that once seemed stable are being upended by new technologies, shifting consumer expectations, and ever more disruptive competitors. Companies that cling to outdated models risk falling behind, while those that embrace reinvention have the chance to unlock new growth. But transformation isn't just about adopting the latest technologies or chasing the next big thing. It requires a fundamental shift in how businesses operate, invest, and think about the future. In this blink, you'll learn how leading companies successfully pivot to new opportunities without abandoning their core business. You'll see how they invest in emerging technologies, restructure their workforce, and reshape corporate culture to stay ahead of change. Most importantly, you'll discover how to apply these lessons to your own organization, ensuring that reinvention becomes a way of doing business, not just a reaction to crisis. Trapped value as opportunity for growth. Technology is advancing faster than most businesses can keep up with. Every day, new tools make it easier, cheaper, and more efficient to meet customer needs. But while opportunities are constantly emerging, many companies fail to act on them, leaving value trapped inside outdated business models. When this happens, disruptors, whether startups or fast-moving competitors, step in and capture that value for themselves. The companies that fail to adapt don't just lose future growth, they risk losing everything. Retail is a clear example. For years, brick-and-mortar stores dismissed online shopping as a niche market. They hesitated to invest in e-commerce, fearing it would eat into their physical store sales. Meanwhile, Amazon and other digital-first companies focused on making shopping cheaper, easier, and more convenient. They built personalized experiences, fast delivery networks, and seamless customer service. While traditional retailers were cutting costs and reducing staff, digital players were making shopping effortless. By 2019, half of US households had Amazon Prime memberships. Sears, once a retail giant, had lost as much revenue as Amazon had gained. The shift wasn't inevitable. Retailers had decades to adapt. But instead of embracing technology, many resisted it, allowing disruptors to dominate. This failure isn't just about retail. Across industries, companies struggle to move beyond their existing systems. They focus on short-term stability, not long-term reinvention. They invest in technology, but only for small improvements, never fully committing to innovation. The cost of computing, automation, and AI has dropped dramatically, making it easier than ever to improve efficiency and personalize customer experiences. Yet many businesses still operate as if technology is an optional add-on rather than a fundamental driver of success. To avoid being left behind, you need to rethink how your company uses technology. Don't just add digital tools, build your business around them. Instead of seeing innovation as a risk, recognize it as the only path to sustainable growth. Focus on releasing trapped value, reduce inefficiencies, improve customer experiences, and look for untapped demand. The companies that thrive aren't the ones that resist change. They're the ones that see it coming and act before it's too late. 7 strategies to stay ahead in times of disruption. It's clear that many companies fail to adapt when their industries shift. They resist change, hold on to outdated models, and watch as faster, more agile competitors take over. But businesses that thrive in disruption follow a different approach. They anticipate change, act quickly, and consistently unlock new growth. They do this by applying 7 key strategies that keep them ahead. Strategy number 1 is to embrace technology, not just to improve efficiency, but to drive innovation. Haier, a Chinese appliance giant, transformed itself by integrating automation, IoT, and direct-to-consumer platforms. Instead of just selling products, it built a flexible, tech-driven business model. Companies that embed digital tools into their core operations aren't just prepared for change, they shape it. Strategy number 2 is staying hyper-relevant to your customers. Traditional loyalty programs no longer work. Instead, companies build deeper relationships by offering personalized solutions, like Canadian drugstore CVS, which proposes home delivery and also telemedicine. Businesses that anticipate customer needs, rather than reacting to them, gain a lasting edge. The third strategy for keeping ahead of the times is data, but data only works if used correctly. Chevron reduced well drilling times by 44% with AI-driven analytics, saving millions. And South African insurer All Life leveraged data to offer life insurance to HIV-positive clients, proving that smart data use can create entirely new markets. Successful businesses also rethink ownership, which is strategy number 4. Instead of tying up capital and assets, they focus on flexibility. Apple, one of the world's most valuable companies, outsources production while concentrating on design and customer experience. By staying asset smart, companies free up resources for growth. Growth strategy number 5 goes beyond profits. Leading businesses create value for all stakeholders. Alibaba's logistics platform benefits small businesses and delivery networks, proving that companies that prioritize long-term impact gain stronger customer and investor trust. Workforces must also evolve. This is strategy number 6. AT&T reskilled thousands of employees for digital jobs instead of replacing them, saving on recruitment and increasing retention. Employees want adaptability, and businesses that invest in their workforce stay ahead. Finally, we have strategy number 7, harnessing networks and partnerships. Siemens developed a cloud-based platform that connects manufacturers, improving efficiency across industries. Companies that collaborate compete better and help define the future. Disruption isn't a one-time event. The businesses that win aren't the ones that resist change, but the ones that embrace it and act before competitors do. Apply these strategies, and you won't just survive disruption, you'll lead it. The wise pivot, balancing the old, the now, and the new. Many companies know they need to change, but struggle to make it happen. Some focus too much on their current business and don't see the future coming. Others rush into new opportunities without the resources to support them. The companies that consistently outperform their competitors take a different approach. They master what's called the wise pivot, a strategy that balances where they've been, where they are, and where they're going. A wise pivot isn't about making a single bold move. It's about managing 3 business stages at once. There's the old, which includes legacy products and services that are still profitable, but slowing down. There's the now, the core business that's growing, but will eventually face saturation. And finally, there's the new, the emerging areas that could fuel future growth, but are still uncertain. Most companies focus too much on one of these stages and neglect the others. The ones that win find a way to strengthen all 3 at the same time. Accenture, a global professional services firm specializing in consulting, technology, and outsourcing, faced this challenge when its core business was being squeezed from multiple directions. Low-cost outsourcing firms were undercutting prices, while tech giants like Microsoft and Salesforce were offering their own services, threatening Accenture's role in the market. Instead of retreating, Accenture reinvested in its core business, making operations more efficient and developing new digital services. At the same time, it expanded aggressively into high-growth areas like artificial intelligence, cloud computing, and cybersecurity. It also placed early bets on emerging technologies like blockchain and the Internet of Things, even before their full potential was clear. The result? The company doubled its market value in a few years and became a leader in the digital economy. A wise pivot isn't just about chasing new ideas. It's about making calculated investments in all 3 stages, maximizing profit from legacy businesses, scaling core operations, and building the capabilities needed to lead in the next wave of innovation. And in a world where disruption is constant, that's what separates those who struggle from those who lead. Scaling a business means growing today while investing in tomorrow. A successful wise pivot ensures that companies maintain a balance between their legacy businesses, their current operations, and their future opportunities. But maintaining this balance is only part of the challenge. For companies to turn strategic decisions into real impact, They must scale effectively, growing their core business while expanding into new areas without overextending their resources. Scaling is about executing growth in a way that builds resilience and long-term sustainability. Comcast shows how this works in practice. Instead of abandoning its legacy business, Comcast invested in new technology to make traditional TV more appealing. It developed the X1 platform, which integrated voice controls and streaming services like Netflix, making its offering more competitive. At the same time, it expanded aggressively into high-speed internet, mobile services, and content production, acquiring NBC Universal, revitalizing its film studio, and transforming its theme parks into a major revenue driver. The result was a business that continued to dominate cable while positioning itself for the future of entertainment and connectivity. Avoiding premature exits from profitable businesses is just as important as embracing new ones. Netflix learned this the hard way in 2011 when it tried to spin off its DVD rental service, assuming streaming would take over immediately. Customers revolted, and the company lost hundreds of thousands of subscribers overnight. Netflix quickly reversed course and used DVD revenue to fund its expansion into original content, which became a major driver of growth. Growing companies also need to push their core businesses forward. Google dominates search, but it never treats its leadership as guaranteed. The company continuously invests in improving search algorithms, expanding its advertising business, and creating new revenue streams through hardware and cloud computing. Instead of simply maintaining what works, it ensures that its core remains a source of competitive advantage. Scaling successfully isn't about picking one path over another. It's about optimizing today's operations, pushing your core business to new heights, and taking smart bets on the future. Financial strategy determines the success of a business pivot. Many companies set out to reinvent themselves but fall short because they underestimate the financial shift required. A successful pivot depends on strategic financial management, ensuring that assets, capital, and resources are allocated effectively. Without a clear plan, even the most promising business adjustments can lose momentum before they deliver results. How a company manages its physical infrastructure, working capital, and human capital determines whether its pivot succeeds. Businesses that reassess their fixed assets, deciding what to own, upgrade, or divest, gain agility. Retailers, for example, often assume they must scale back physical stores in response to e-commerce. But Uniqlo took a different approach. Instead of abandoning brick-and-mortar locations, it upgraded them with RFID tracking and digital integrations to improve inventory accuracy and customer engagement. By balancing physical retail with a strong online presence, the company strengthened its competitive position rather than retreating from it. Working capital management is just as important. Poor inventory planning can leave companies scrambling to fill unexpected demand or stuck with unsold products that drain resources. Nike faced this issue when excess inventory forced it to cut prices, lowering profitability. The company adjusted its strategy by streamlining product offerings, focusing on its best-selling items, and using data-driven forecasting to anticipate demand more accurately. This shift reduced waste and improved responsiveness to customer preferences. Human capital is another key financial lever. As industries evolve, so do the skills employees need. Companies that fail to invest in workforce development risk falling behind, as outdated expertise limits their ability to compete. AT&T, facing a workforce trained for an era of landlines rather than digital communications, invested $1 billion in retraining programs. Employees gained new skills in data science, cybersecurity, and software development, ensuring the company had the talent necessary to support its digital pivot. Successful business pivots are as much about financial strategy as they are about innovation. Managing fixed assets, working capital, and human capital with intention ensures that companies don't just keep up with change, they drive it. Strong leadership and adaptive culture drive business reinvention. Even with the right financial strategy and a well-trained workforce, reinvention stalls without strong leadership and the right culture. Leaders set priorities, define company values, and shape decision-making, while corporate culture determines whether employees embrace change or resist it. A company's ability to adapt isn't just about having skilled workers. It's about having an organization that encourages innovation, rewards risk-taking, and stays aligned in the face of disruption. Without these elements, even the best-laid transformation plans struggle to take hold. Leadership plays a decisive role in balancing stability with disruption. Effective leaders understand when to maintain core operations and when to take risks. T-Mobile's transformation under John Legere is a clear example. Facing stagnation, the company shifted its business model by removing long-term contracts, simplifying pricing, and investing in network upgrades. Legere's unconventional, aggressive approach, supported by Deutsche Telekom's leadership, helped T-Mobile break into the top tier of U.S. mobile carriers. The strategy proved that combining structured corporate oversight with bold entrepreneurial leadership can unlock trapped value. An adaptive workforce is just as important. The rapid evolution of AI and automation is reshaping industries, but the companies that thrive use technology to enhance employees rather than replace them. Mercedes-Benz adjusted its approach to automation by recognizing that while robots improve efficiency, they struggle with customization. The company introduced collaborative robotics to work alongside humans, keeping employees in roles that require flexibility and precision. Similarly, Stitch Fix uses AI to assist human stylists rather than replace them, combining machine efficiency with human creativity to provide highly personalized fashion recommendations. Corporate culture must also evolve to support reinvention. Companies that resist change often struggle when disruption accelerates. Walmart, once seen as a traditional retailer, adapted by acquiring e-commerce businesses and integrating their leadership into its digital strategy. Rather than forcing startup leaders to conform to its existing culture, Walmart allowed them to influence the broader organization, driving innovation from within. For a pivot to succeed, leadership needs to embrace new ways of working, employees must have opportunities to develop new skills, and culture must support both stability and change. Companies that manage this balance position themselves to adapt, compete, and grow in an era of constant disruption. The main takeaway of this Blink to Pivot to the Future by Omar Abish, Paul Nunes, and Larry Downs is that successful businesses make reinvention an ongoing process, not a one-time fix. By balancing established businesses with emerging opportunities, they position themselves to pivot wisely, sustaining profitability in the present while preparing for the future. Strong leadership and financial discipline provide the foundation, while a workforce that continuously evolves ensures adaptability. Technology and data, when implemented well, unlock new possibilities, and a flexible corporate culture allows organizations to adjust course without losing momentum. Companies that commit to the principles of the wise pivot, investing in the old, the now, and the new, will be best positioned for long-term growth in an unpredictable world. Okay, that's it for this Blink. We hope you enjoyed it. If you can, please take the time to leave us a rating. We always appreciate your feedback. See you in the next Blink.